Bunker shots are some of the hardest shots known to any golfer, but there's a reason why some of the world's best players prefer to be in a bunker than in the deep rough. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson. In today's video we're going to talk through the easiest method of getting you out of a bunker every single time, lowering your scores and ultimately getting good at golf. So if I'm in a bunker here, generally you're going to have a bit of a lip in front of you. Now what I'm going to do here is use my most lofted golf club. If you're a very skilled bunker player, you might start to think about using a 56, using a 50, maybe even using a pitching wedge to get the ball to run out. But I'm going to use a 60 degree here because my ultimate goal is to get that ball out of the bunker every single time. You'll see even there I've caught the ball a little bit heavy, but the ball's got out. If I was using a little bit less loft, that would struggle to get out, it would catch the lip and I would still be in the bunker. Now another thing that we need to do here, we need to keep speed. Speed is very important when it comes to bunker shots. If I don't have enough speed, the club gets stuck in the sand here. We all know that we're not actually hitting the golf ball when it comes to a bunker shot, so we need to get that club moving through the sand really quickly. If I hit you another shot now and I just have a little bit more speed here, I'm going to have exactly the same swing, but you can see the ball comes out a lot further, goes flag height and is a lot closer to the end result. So already there we notice we need loft, we need speed. What else do we need to help you get out of a bunker every single time? Guys, Chris is going to give us a fantastic drill for this, and if you do this on your practice bunker, and if you do this in your practice bunker, I guarantee you will never leave a ball in a bunker again.
So as always, great points there from James of how to get out. We want obviously your lofted club, which is a rarity as you'll know, what I tell you. So we are using a 60 degree. We also need speed, but then a lot of the things are at setup. So one big thing we see at setup is people don't open the club face. So they're not putting any more loft on and they're not utilising that on the bottom of the club, which is the bounce. So we want to be using the bounce to help us here. The bounce, as we was told by the PGA, is going to work like a hydrofoil through the sand. So it's going to cut through the sand. We still don't know really what that means.
I think a hydrofoil works through water actually, hydro being the optimum.
Yes, through water, not through sand. It just shows that it's been a long time since we was in the PGA. So we're going to get that working through the sand nicely. If we go square, what we see from a lot of amateurs is that we will dig, and if you start to see divots like that, again, sand is a very dubious thing at golf clubs, but if you've got a lot of sand and you get down to that layer, then you know that you're digging into the ground. If we're digging in, we have no idea how that can come out. So one time,
oh, that's a new ball.
One time we might do that with a new ball. That's one of our favourite Callaway balls, actually.
I'm sending you in for that.
Don't worry, I will get that. So you'll see there, we've got no idea of how fast that will come off. So we have to use the bounce to help get a consistent impact with the sand, and then we need to feel like we're slapping the sand, throwing that bounce down, and you'll see we'll start to get a consistent shape on our divot. We want to see a nice oval divot down at the golf ball. So once we've opened it up, we need to then make sure that we're getting that ball launching in our direction. So a lot of people say, well, I've opened the club, but I'm just hitting it straight over to the right. What we want to do is lower those hands. So we're going to get a little bit further away from the ball. We're going to then be able to get the club a little bit lower, and you'll see there, I actually have a tee on this rare occasion, that the loft now points straight up into the air. So the loft is straight up. So now if we've got the correct ball position and I release the club head, that should start on line nicely and go towards my target. So get that club face nice and open, get the hands a little bit lower, and then from there we can start to hit shots and be consistent. But how can you practice this, and what do you need to look for in your practice? So if you go down into your practice bunker, a nice thing to do is to draw a line straight behind the golf ball.
A line in the sand.
A line in the sand. We're drawing that line to start to see where your low point is. We have to control low point to be able to dictate how this golf ball is going to come out. I can then get into my setup, make sure I lower that club, and even if I don't hit a great bunker shot, I can give myself feedback, and if you're practicing, you can use this technique to start to work out exactly what you might be doing. You'll see there, launched nicely out of there. If James comes in here, I caught just before the line. As a result, just because it was just before the line, I haven't got the distance that I wanted to. So I was a little bit too far behind the golf ball, but I'm out. I've got into the right technique. I've got into the right setup, I've used the correct technique. You'll see that also that divot is nice and neutral, so it's nice and straight. We have not cut across the golf ball, because if we cut across the golf ball, we're going to have no consistency of where it starts, what flight we get, what kind of spin we get. It's going to be very hard for you to get bunker shots close. It's going to be very hard to get them out each time. So make sure you get your setup correct, make sure you got the right loft, keep the speed, and you can use this drill to help you get good at golf.
You going in for that first one?
I'm going to go there now. You know, worst thing is,
What?
I found a ball, but it's a friction distance.
Oh dear.